All right, so in addition to what happened, the real tragedy that happened yesterday, the horrible massacre in Jersey City, something else went on in Twitter land, that there was just this nuclear meltdown about a very intentionally misworded tweet that New York Times put out as kind of a headline for an article that they wrote. That's problematic and it has issues, but it just got blown totally out of proportion, and we have to learn how to separate what's what here. So apparently, the report is that President Trump is planning to release an executive order to modify the Title VI of the 1964 Civil Rights Act, pretty much to include anti-Semitism as a protected class, and to have a very broad definition of what anti-Semitism is. And a definition that many people, including myself, would disagree on certain levels, although on the other level, as I've said on many times, I don't like that term anti-Semitism. And it's possible you could say that, I prefer the term Judeophobia, and it's very possible to say that this, by the definition of anti-Semitism, this is an accurate portrayal of anti-Semitism, and as I've said, I'm upset about the idea of the term anti-Semitism whatsoever. I've said before, I don't think attacks on George Soros or the Rothschilds or this or that are Jew hatred necessarily. And same thing, not only legitimate, quote unquote, as people say, criticism of the state of Israel, but to me, I don't see any problem questioning whether or not the state of Israel should exist at all as a Jewish state. And I personally don't believe that the state of Israel should call itself a Jewish state. I don't like the idea of a Jewish state in our time, in our epic, and I believe that when Mashiach comes, it's going to be a totally different metaphysical state, and it's not going to be anything like this, or like really like any of the previous commonwealths of ancient Israel. It's going to be something totally different. The quote-unquote Third Commonwealth is going to be a worldwide phenomenon where the knowledge of the Lord will cover the earth as the waters cover the seas, because that's what the Bible says. And I'm sorry, I cling to my Bible and my religion. I don't have guns, but I support those who cling to their guns also. And that's pretty much the whole story. But all these people are freaking out. They're like, these are the same people who are not religious, do not believe that Jewish identity is religiously based, whereas I believe Judaism is solely a religion and not anything else but a religion, and that all definitions of what it means to be Jewish are religious definitions. But we can put that aside. So all these people are saying that because essentially, without so many words, and because the New York Times said so in a tweet, Donald Trump is declaring Judaism to be more than a religion, but to be more like a nationality or a race, and therefore should be protected by Title VI of the Civil Rights Act, because it doesn't protect religion, and therefore, schools can risk losing federal funding. They don't have to take federal funding. This is not a free speech issue, because nobody, there are plenty of schools that don't take any federal funding. Hillsdale College doesn't take federal funding, and they don't engage in this type of stuff. But you can survive as a college without taking federal funding. But if you want to take federal funding, the federal government can decide what they want to do with their money, because it's really our money. It's not even their money. And if it seems like it's the will of the people like that, but it's a whole different thing. So, but all these people are making that seem to sound like Donald Trump is something like, God forbid, I'm not even going to say it together so no one can put it as a soundbite together, but that something along the lines of Hitler and the Nuremberg laws, by declaring Jews to be a separate nationality and so forth. And then all these people are saying, my nationality is American. And that's just ignorant. I mean, it's a nice idea, it's a nice thing to say. My father used to say that, toward the end of his life. But the fact that, if someone would ask you, what nationality are you? He would say, I'm American. What religion are you? He said, I just believe in God, or whatever, even though he was an American who was of the Roman Catholic tradition, and his nationalities were Polish and Italian. and he had a Catholic funeral. He didn't give up Catholicism. He just didn't really like to go to church that much, and he was upset at the church, but he didn't join a different church. He didn't be, so he remained a Catholic. In fact, he wanted a mass at his funeral, which he didn't get to have. So to all these people who are saying my nationality is American, and my religion is Jewish, I was like, it's not exactly right. I am an American. I'm an American citizen, and I'm an American through and through. And there's nothing that can say that I'm not American. And that somehow by saying that Jewish is a nationality, it's saying that Jewish is not American. It's stupid. I have to make another video because I'm almost to work. But that's stupid. I'm American. My religion is Jewish. And my nationalities are Hungarian and Italian and Polish and German, and if you go back a little further, and maybe you want to say Hungarian Jewish, German Jewish, Polish Catholic and Polish Jewish, Italian Catholic probably, although they were Southern Baptists when they came to America, and then they went back to being Catholic. But if you want, and yes, there are certain, distinct Jewish bloodlines and things. But you can be 100% Jewish without having any Jewish quote unquote blood in you, because that's just a happenstance. It's not really, and Donald Trump should understand that, because his daughter is 100% Jewish. And as far as I know, I don't know if she has any Jewish blood or not. Although there are rumors that actually Ivana Trump is Jewish, or is of Jewish ethnicity of some sort. And that really she didn't even need to make any type of gear. It was a gear l'chumrah or something. It's possible. I don't know. But and if you go back a little bit, I have Czech nationality and some Greek nationality going back. I think where's Belgrade? Bulgaria, whatever, one of those Yugoslavian countries. You go back and from there to Eretz Yisrael. Also, I found maybe 400 years ago family from Yerushalayim, but they were part of the Ottoman Empire. They were not part of the Zionist Israeli government, and so you want to say it's not really Turkish, but from Palestine, from Ottoman Palestine, going back 400 or 500 years, because I did some genealogy studies, German Jewish, but I gotta get inside. I don't have time for this. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment. We'll see you all later. Okay.